So not only did Donald Trump end or declare the pardons for the for the Biden family void, he has now ended Secret Service protections for Ashley and Hunter Biden.
Good.
Quote, please be advised that effective immediately, Hunter Biden will no longer receive Secret Service protection. Likewise, Ashley Biden, who has 13 agents, will be taken off the list. 13 agents. Wow. Jeez.
Did Trump Jr. have them the last 4 years? Did Eric have them the last 4 years? I really don't know.
Well, so Mr. President has truthed. He says Hunter Biden has had Secret Service protection for an extended period of time, all paid for by the U.S. taxpayer. There are as many as 18 people on this detail, which is ridiculous. He is currently vacationing in, of all places, South Africa, where the human rights of people has been strenuously questioned. Because of this, South Africa has been taken off our list of countries receiving economic and financial assistance. Please be advised that effective immediately, Hunter Biden will no longer receive Secret Service protection. Likewise, Ashley Biden, who has 13 agents, will be taken off the list. You know, I know that the Democrats are going to say this is Trump getting retaliation against his political opponents. I just don't know why these people deserve de facto lifetime Secret Service, so I'm not sure I should care.
No.
And the left are the violent ones. Like we've been chill out. The right, nothing's been going on lately for the most part. They're the ones who's going crazy on Tesla and everything else in the world. Like they're the aggressive folks.
Do we see people swatting Ashley and Hunter Biden consistently? As we're seeing happen to every right wing commentator apparently.
Well, what you'll see from leftists is they don't actually hold any views. Like, they don't have any beliefs. They just do the antithetical position of whatever the other position believes in.
I'm not Sam Sater. Yeah. Don't come murk me.
But that explains the whole Biden administration. Donald Trump was president.
Right.
The only thing they had was, we are going to do the opposite. Like, right. we will stop Trump. Then they get in, and they have nothing.
Yeah, they repealed, like, Biden undid legitimately good policies. They were executive orders that Donald Trump had made, but they were still good policies, like the Remain in Mexico policy. That was a good policy, and he repealed it because it was just, the assumption was if Donald Trump did it, we undo it, and that means we're good, which is a terrible, terrible way to run a country.
There's a little bit something a little bit ironic about this article too. It's backwards how we're kind of publicly stating like, oh yeah, Joe Biden's kids, they no longer have Secret Service agents protecting them. It's probably like the worst thing you'd want to have published if you were to lose your Secret Service protection.
Well, Trump straight up announced it in his formal, social platform.
Yeah, not good for people who now lost Secret Service protection.
They're fine. They're super rich. They can hire and afford private security. I mean, Homeboy was selling paintings for what, like $500,000? Yep. Bro, that means one painting and you got 24-hour security detail for the year.
I read that the market for those paintings crashed.
That's right. That's right.
You don't say.
Oh, I read that. Do you guys want to buy I'm kidding. I can't fund him.
His father's not in office anymore, and people don't want to pay that much money for those paintings.
Now that Elaad's got a White House press pass, he's got some paintings for sale, and the prices just went up.
Dramatically.
It's amazing.
Yeah, so, look, they say Donald Trump is getting revenge and stuff and things like this. It's weird that we have to protect the Biden family, that we have to pay for their protection. Did the Democrats want to play the game of the Trump administration and all its law enforcement are evil and fascistic, and that they should also have armed men with guns surrounding Joe Biden's family? I mean, wouldn't this be a relief to them?
I understand that it's normal for a president to continue getting Secret Service protection, but I was unaware that families got Secret Service protection post their tenure as president.
Yeah, I had no idea.
Is that normal?
I don't know. I think Trump should take away all the protective details. And let me tell you about good old Chicago. The politicians were allowed to carry guns. People weren't until the DC versus Heller ruling, which allowed people the right to keep and bear arms outside their homes. So I grew up in this city where it was shocking how cops would arrest people for, I'm not talking about gangbangers. There'd be like a dad who's scared because of all the crime. He'd buy a gun. You can't do it. It's illegal in Illinois. But the politicians were allowed to carry. They make special rules for themselves the whole time. I don't look, I get it. Security can be crazy if you're high profile, and these people certainly are. But I say make them live like regular people. You want to enter the fray in the way you did. You can live like everybody else.
But I mean, would you say they entered the fray or their parents did?
They did. Hunter Biden was working for his dad.
Sure. As far as Ashley Biden, though?
Ashley, well, wasn't she also working with the family?
I think she just had that diary stuff. I don't know if she was...
To what extent she was actively involved? You're right. She should have never had Secret Service protection from the beginning, from the get-go.
Yeah. So Grok says that children of former presidents, protection is typically provided until they reach the age of 16, though this can be extended under certain circumstances. So apparently, no, adult children
So they're
don't
just
normally.
that's weird.
If there's a specific security concern or if the former president requests it, adult children might receive protection for a limited time after the presidency ends. Historically, this has happened. Adult children like Chelsea Clinton and the Bush daughters receive protection for a period after their fathers left office, though it's not a lifetime guarantee unless special circumstances.
I just think I don't even know why we're even talking about the Secret Service. They're not going to need Secret Service when they're in prison. I don't know why Ashley Biden would go to prison, to be honest. Did she do anything? I don't think so, right?
That diary, the Democrats might arrest her for the stuff she wrote in that diary.
Because it exposed Joe?
I don't know. Arrest her dad.
I don't know. Yeah.
Hunter. Ooh, he's got some potentiality.
Hunter needs Secret Service to protect him from the police.
To protect him from himself.
No, because he doesn't have any firearms anymore. Did they stripped him of the? He got in trouble because he had the firearm.
He did.
No, because wasn't it like his ex-wife threw it in a garbage can outside of a school?
She got rid of it for him, yeah.
He might
that his
need
ex-wife?
protection if he doesn't have the firearm.
But he lied on his 4470 on the form 4473.
Which is a whole different topic and terrible.
I'm so disappointed with that. I wanted him to win. I wanted Hunter to win that one because it would get the forms effectively abolished. Do you know about this?
No.
When Hunter, so apparently he bought a gun and it asked him if he was a drug user and he said no, and he lied because he is. And then his lawyers argued, yes, but that day he had just quit, and then a day later he started again. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, okay, so he was using drugs the whole time. I wanted him to win that, and conservatives were like, go to prison, and I'm like, no. He should appeal to the Supreme Court and win, and he had it thrown out under the argument that it is self-incriminatory, that the government is demanding you incriminate yourself in order to purchase a weapon. You shouldn't have to do that. That violates the Fifth Amendment, right?
Yes.
And it's also like in some states, pot is legal, but federally it's still not legal. So even if it's your state, it's legal. Federally, they ask about federal drugs,
Well, sure, but
which is still terrible.
it shouldn't matter because the government can't make you self-incriminate.
Yep.
And so right now, anybody who wants to buy a gun anywhere in the country has to fill out the NICS form where it asks you if you are actively committing crimes. And then if you say yes, they say you can't buy a weapon. That's a violation of my rights.
What if I jaywalk?
Well, that's not on the form.
I'm just saying.
It doesn't say, have you ever committed a petty misdemeanor? I think doesn't even qualify as a misdemeanor. Jaywalking is like a petty offense, where it's like your worst. It's only punishable by fine. Cop will write you a ticket for $30. Don't jaywalk.
Unless you're in England, then they'll arrest you.
Yeah, and then the bobbies will run out and beat you.
Get in trouble for having a knife in England. But look, the idea that the Biden family needs to have protection, they're not actually endangered. There's not a lot of people that are after the Bidens. There's not a whole lot of reason for people to go after Ashley or Hunter Biden. The right is not intent on attacking the family of former presidents. If this were someone on the right, yeah, the left has been extremely violent lately. There's a lot of swattings that are going on and a lot of the multiple attacks on Donald Trump's life when he was running. So it might make sense if this were a former Republican president, but there's no serious threat to Joe Biden or his family.
I don't think anybody cares about the Bidens anymore.
I'm gonna say that's old news.
Yeah, like even the quote unquote voiding of the pardons, everyone's saying Fauci. Nobody's talking about Hunter.
Yeah, I mean he's not. Well, Joe Biden isn't even influential anymore. So like, maybe someone could have made an argument after President Obama left because he was still influential, right? I wouldn't say now, but for a few years after, he had young daughters and he was still very influential. Joe Biden, everyone knows that he's kind of not there. Everyone knows that Hunter's, kind of a mess. If he's got money, he's probably going to blow it on nefarious things, but it's not going to be something where he's going to have an impact, nationally or internationally. They're just kind of a non-issue. So I don't see why it's anything other than Trump bad.
I just think I think it's related to the pardons. I think the intention is Trump is going to go after. I mean, there's a reason Biden pardoned these people. Hold on, I'm sorry. There's a reason why an intern masquerading as Joe Biden pardoned these people. Sorry about that, guys. And I think this is opening the door to. Look, man, I've been saying a lot. Kash Patel is a moderate guy. He's not he never came on these shows and said, I'm gonna go after these people. He was saying, no, we just need crimes to be dealt with. We need the FBI to do their job, be law enforcement. He even when it came to the issue of Julian Assange, he was not just going to come out and pander to us. He outright said, I'm not so sure we could pardon him for this, that, or reason. And even Luke was like, I don't know about that guy. And I'm like, no, I respect it. I respect that Cash is willing to say, here's what I actually think about it.
Yep.
I'm not going to just lie to you because you want to hear something, and then that's not going to happen. Dan Bongino, on the other hand, is the other hand. And he is the guy who looks straight at the camera and points his finger saying, we're coming for you, you criminals, you corrupt deep state cronies. And I think Cash is going to be like the administrative powerhouse, but Dan's going to be the tip of the spear. I think Dan might actually start going after some more higher profile individuals. I think Dan's more likely to prioritize the terrorism, the far left, all of these things that we have been complaining about on the ground that he's been talking about on his show. It's right there, top of mind.
Yeah, I mean, I
good.
would love to see significant changes come from the Department of Justice. I'd like to see them actually, go after some crimes from the left. So
they kind of do the same thing as what they do with racism, right? So racism only exists in the mind. So like it doesn't actually exist, just the belief that it exists. So that's what liberals do is racism exists, Nazi, the salute from Elon. So they do the same thing with this. Is it's a bunch of fear mongering because they don't have any arguments, nor do they have a basis for truth. So if you look at liberals, they don't have an actual objective reason why they should uphold the truth.
Right.
So they're just pragmatists. So whatever works.
Well, they don't have an objective reason for any principle they claim or ideology they claim. Despite, I agree with you, they don't have any. That's why it changes every other day and makes no sense.
Right. And then they're just contrarian, so they don't actually hold those beliefs. That's just whatever they do, we do the opposite.
What do we what's the word for that?
what?
Polemicist? No, that's not the right word.
No, that's
Yeah, that's just like a debate.
Contrarian?
Well, I'm thinking of contrarian, yeah.
Yeah, I suppose it probably gets it the best. I can't think of the word I'm thinking of where it's like
Like a philosophical.
Yeah. Thanks for checking out this clip from Timcast IRL. Make sure to watch the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Subscribe to this channel, and we will see you all there.